Hey guys, Steve here from dudehack.com. Today we're going to be running through the top 8 dating apps for a one-night stand. So you're looking for something pretty casual online, and let's face it, one night is probably the most casual it gets. So you're wondering, where can I go to actually find something like this? And in a world where we have plenty of dating apps out there, and unfortunately a lot of them are pretty scammy, especially ones that are around sort of adult type things, it's a little bit tricky to navigate which of those dating apps are actually legit, which are actually good, and which will actually result in a hookup. So I've got you covered. I'm here to bring you 8 different dating apps that will be the best for a hookup for different reasons, which I'll go through. So let's get into that now. But first, just a little bit of housekeeping. My name is Steve. I'm the owner of dudehack.com, which is a website covering everything online dating. Now, if through any point throughout this video, you think I want to try one of these dating apps myself, I have included some free trial links down below. So if at any point you want to try these apps for yourself, or maybe try all of them, go down and click on the link below. Now, most of those links down below are free trials. Yes, some of them are paid, and you will have to check the cost in your area. Now, on top of that, if you're not sure if any of these dating apps by the end are for you for whatever reason, I do suggest you do take Dude Hack's free quiz, which will tell you exactly what dating app would suit you better, depending on your goals and your personality. So I've also added a link to the free quiz down in the description below. Now, just to reiterate, we are running through a total of 8 different dating apps. I've tried to add a good mix, some of them being your more sort of regular, well-known dating apps, and some being more adult-focused dating apps. But guys, without further ado, let's run through the 8 best dating apps for a one-night stand. Number 1, Adult Friend Finder. Now, Adult Friend Finder is the largest sex-positive dating site out there, and it's been running for a total of 26 years. It's a platform for people to be completely open sexually, and it's for singles, couples, or even groups. It has quite a big swinging component to it, as well as group sex, but it also has a lot of online features, not just for hooking up. For example, there are user blogs and stories, as well as an online sex academy, which basically teaches you things that you might need to know around sex. Now look, I did just want to add this as number 1 because in my opinion, it is the best place for you to just clear out all the bullcrap to the side and get straight to the point. Now with the app and on your profile, you can get really specific with what you are into and what you're looking for. You can list all of your kinks, and they basically will have every single kink you can ever imagine to list. Now, sure, there's other dating apps out there that are going to be really good for getting a hookup as well. But in my opinion, Adult Friend Finder is the most open and welcoming for you to list things like your fantasies, your kinks, and discuss them really openly with other users. So who is Adult Friend Finder for? Well, look, in my opinion, Adult Friend Finder is really for anybody probably in that 30+ age group that does take it very seriously finding a hookup or a one-night stand. So what I mean by that is, look, if you are looking for a dating app where you can just jump on, speak to some people, you're open to a hookup, but you do want to date and things like that as well, I would stick with your more regular dating apps like Tinder and steer away from Adult Friend Finder. But if you are somebody that just definitely does want hookups, you are very sexually liberated, or you're in a couple and you do want to experiment with a third or multiple people joining, or you want to get involved in some group fun, then Adult Friend Finder, in my opinion, is the best place to do it. I really like as well on Adult Friend Finder that you can take your purity quiz, which will give you basically a score of how pure you are. I promise I didn't do this on purpose, but my score was 69. And it's really cool that you can go to other people's profiles and sort of see how you'll mesh together based on your score versus their score. On top of that, one of the other features that is really awesome is the Top Fans program, which is sort of a more social element rather than dating, where you can like people's posts and give them sort of this in-app currency type thing, which could list you as their top fan, which basically unlocks more chances to speak to them and communicate and whatnot. That side is a little bit more social rather than dating, but what I'm getting at is Adult Friend Finder does have a lot of different components to it. All that stuff that I sort of just discussed there usually is free. If you do want to message people, unfortunately, you are gonna have to pay. Now look, I do believe personally that that can sometimes be a good thing. If you are someone who is taking it very seriously and you just wanna be surrounded by other serious people and not people that are sort of flaky and just seeing what it's all about. But look, we would probably like to hang on to our money, right? And that's why the rest of this list, there are some free ones that do have paid membership upgrades and whatnot, but don't worry, there's some free stuff. But Adult Friend Finder's pricing is dynamic, which means that it does change depending on things like your location. But to give you a rough idea, guys, if you're aiming at around about $20 to $25 US, that should be right on the money. Now, lastly, just keep in mind that Adult Friend Finder is extremely not safe for work. So just make sure that you're in the right setting before you jump on this website and start having a look at the homepage, because you'll see some stuff. Number 2, Bumble. Now, a lot of people, I assume, are going to be a little bit surprised that I'm putting Bumble as number 2, but the reason it does come down to that is because of a little filter that you can set on your profile. Now, if you have used Bumble before, you might know what I'm talking about, and that is the filter of what you are looking for. You can actually put on there that you are seeking something casual. Now, the reason I've included Bumble so high on the list because of that filter is you can actually search people based on that filter. So what I mean by that is any person's profile that has listed that they're looking for something casual as opposed to a relationship or whatnot, you can search only those profiles and express that you are looking for something casual as well, like them, and magic happens. So basically what I'm getting at, sort of similar to Adult Friend Finder in the fact that you can sort of reveal your hand at once, show what you are looking for, move all the bullcrap to the side. It's really good on Bumble that you can straight up say what you are looking for. Now, of course, it's gonna scare some people away. I'm telling you right now, if you've got Bumble already and then you turn that filter on, you're probably gonna see a drop in matches. But the good news there is the matches that you do get, you can kind of rest easy knowing that they are probably, most likely, also looking for something pretty casual. Otherwise, they would probably change their profile. Now, the way that Bumble works is it is a location-based dating app where you will come across a profile and either like or dislike them. Now, if you like that profile and they like you back, that's going to result in something called a match where you can now communicate with each other. There is one caveat though. On Bumble, the ladies have to go first. So men, you have to wait 24 hours to receive a message from your match. If you don't, unfortunately, the match will expire. If you do, you can now message as much as your heart desires. Congratulations. But basically all you need to know is it's like Tinder, but the ladies go first. Great idea, but really it's not that much different to Tinder. But like I said, in terms of looking for something casual or potentially a one-night stand, in my opinion, that Bumble filter, setting that you are looking for something casual, is a really great way to show that. So who is Bumble for when it comes to a hookup? Well, there are a couple of dating apps on this list which probably fall under the same category, and that's really going to be anyone 18 to 30 who's not all that serious about finding a hookup. You want to see what's on there, but you're a little bit open to potentially other stuff. I mean, if somebody wants to go out to dinner first before you get to the hanky-panky, then look, that might be a little bit more commonplace on something like Bumble compared to Adult Friend Finder. And if you want a full breakdown of exactly how Bumble works, you can watch my very, very in-depth video on exactly that. Now with Bumble, it is one of those dating apps I was talking about that are free to sign up and join and message and whatnot, but it does have a paid membership. In fact, it has two. Bumble Boost and Bumble Premium. Now the paid memberships do unlock a few different features there. Probably the best one that you do get is being able to see who has liked you already. So in the nature of just getting right to the point, it does help with that. But other than that, guys, if you do want to go through the features that are unlocked once you do pay, I suggest you watch that video that I listed up before. Now with Bumble Boost, you're looking at around about $10 US. It does completely depend on the package that you do get. Bumble Premium is a little bit more expensive, again around about that $25 mark, again changing depending on the package and based on your location. But to reiterate, you can get away with just using the free version. But at the end of the day, if you're about 18 to 30, want a pretty casual hookup, guys, check it out. Number 3, Flingster. Now, back in the day, I used to love going on chat roulette and Omegle with my friends. I've definitely seen some weird things on there, as I'm sure you have as well if you've ever checked it out. But basically, Flingster is the adult version of that, even though there's times where you don't really need to get more adult than Omegle. Although if you've used Omegle and whatnot before, I'm sure you've seen some pretty adult stuff as well. But Flingster is purely dedicated to that. So it's essentially a video chat dating app. But it's not just revolved around video chats, you can text message and whatnot as well. Now, I just really love this concept because it's new and different, and around the lockdown time, it saw its user base spike. Now that's because people being stuck at home, it doesn't stop a lot of people craving that human interaction. So people jumped on and started using Flingster a little bit more often. Now, don't get me wrong though, Flingster isn't purely dedicated just to online flings. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of you, if you want a one-night stand, it means meeting in person. The good news is Flingster is still a dating app at its heart, so people do meet up in person. But if you do unfortunately go into another lockdown and you're stuck at home, it's a great way to pass the time as well. Just like Adult Friend Finder though, expect to see some stuff. I mean, as soon as I got on Flingster, I was thrown right into the deep end. A feature that I really do like on Flingster, if you are someone who wants to maybe experiment a little, get on there and you're a bit of an exhibitionist or something, but your privacy is still really important to you, a really cool feature that Flingster does have is you've got these virtual masks. Now, it's just like a Snapchat filter where this little sort of, visual will come up over your face, but it's a way for you to hide your identity while still being able to communicate via video. So for that reason and a few more that I've gone through, I really had to add Flingster into this video today because it's a really unique place to get a little bit naughty, but hopefully also meet some people in person. Now, Flingster is also one of those dating apps where the cost does depend on how many months you do purchase. You can get 1 to 6 months up front. Now, the cost is going to be around about 20 to 25 US dollars per month. Number 4, Tinder. Now, yes, of course, I had to add Tinder to this list. I would say in terms of most hookups occurring from online would be from Tinder, just because it's sheer number of users. So of course I had to add it. But guys, if you're watching this video, chances are you've used Tinder before, you know a bit about it. If you haven't, I suggest you do watch my video breaking down exactly how Tinder works. But guys, if you've never used Tinder before, just like Bumble, it is a location-based dating app. Once you match with somebody, anybody can talk. And just because so many people use it, generally in a little bit of a younger demographic of about 18 to 35, you can sort of imagine that, well, people are hooking up. But, and this is a big but, do not assume that Tinder is just for hookups. A lot of people will jump on that dating app and assume the very first person they speak to wants to have sex. That's just not the case these days. Sure, it might happen 1 in a million, but at the end of the day, you do need to make a bit of a connection with someone before that's even considered. Also, not everybody is looking for something casual. There is a bunch of relationships and even marriages that have started from Tinder these days. Again, because a lot of people use it. So what I'm getting at, guys, is you are going to have to wade through the people that mightn't be looking for the same as you, i.e. they want something a bit more serious before you do get to the like-minded people. Tinder is another one of those dating apps that you can get started on, use and talk to people completely for free, but you are going to have to pay if you do want to unlock certain features like seeing who likes you. Tinder does offer Tinder Plus, Tinder Gold, and Tinder Platinum, all of them costing a little bit more than the last. Now, Tinder Plus, you're looking at around about $15 per month. Tinder Platinum, you're ranging all the way up to about $40 to $45 US. Depending completely on your location. I have seen it change quite a bit, but they are just going to unlock you some extra features, and arguably because you have paid money, Tinder is going to favor your profile over others and show you to more people, therefore hopefully getting more matches. So keep that in mind, guys. If you're wanting to jump into a platform that most people are using and just try your luck, you're open to other things as well, Tinder probably is the best for you. But moving on, because I'm going to assume you all know what it's about. Number 5, swing lifestyle. Now, this is one that I personally haven't seen come up on too many sort of videos and whatnot talking about better places to hook up, but I had to add this because it is quite surprising some of the stuff I do hear from users. Really, the only person that should check this out is if you are a swinger, i.e. you're in a couple and you're looking to, have some fun with other swingers, or if you're a single guy that doesn't mind married or hitched women basically wanting to have some fun outside of their marriage. Now, keep in mind that a lot of relationships are into this. So that means the male as well. They will be consensual to their wife doing that. So if you're not too uncomfortable with that, the idea of sleeping with someone or having sort of casual fun with somebody that is in a relationship, but they are open to it as well, if that's for you, then by all means go and try this out. It is similar to Adult Friend Finder, but Adult Friend Finder sort of encompasses it all, whereas Swingers Lifestyle is really just about swingers. But it does actually surprise me how many women, especially in that sort of 40 and up age group, are on this dating site. So if you are somebody that does like the ladies sort of 40 and over, then this would be a perfect place for you, assuming you're comfortable with the whole arrangement as well. Swing Lifestyle is also free to sign up. It does have paid memberships, but you will also get a 30-day free trial on all of them. Number 6, Hinge. Again, it's pretty funny jumping from Swing Lifestyle over to Hinge, but at the end of the day, I had to add it in because even though it is a dating app, which does seem to sort of advertise a little bit more that it is more for relationships, I still find that even if it's a little bit of a bump up above Tinder, I still find that it is a fairly casual place. Now, there probably is less hookups to be had on Hinge compared to some of the other dating apps on this list, but at the end of the day, I had to include it on this list because, well, it's one of my favorites. And what I have found is that it is probably just a little more casual than dating apps like eHarmony and Elite Singles. What I'm getting at is it's kind of that little step above Tinder. People that might be sick of this sort of, just being hit up by 18-year-olds constantly. Maybe they're in that sort of, older 20s, early 30s type age group. They are still open to a fling and something casual, but they're just sick of the sort of nature of Tinder and Bumble. So look, just keep in mind again, if you're specifically just looking for a one-night stand, look, Hinge, you are going to be surrounded by a lot of people that aren't. Unfortunately, there is no filter like Bumble to show if somebody is interested in that or not, but it still is fairly casual in nature. Hinge is another one of those dating apps that is free, but it is going to cost money if you do want to upgrade to its preferred membership. All the preferred membership does is allow you again to see who has liked you already and send unlimited likes. Now, for the price, again, it completely depends on your location and how many months you do get, but you are looking at around about $25 to $30 US per month. Number 7, Grindr. Now, I just had to add this in this list. I'm personally straight, but if you are bi-curious or gay, Grindr is quite literally the best place for a hookup, hands down. Now, I used to live with a gay guy and he would show me Grindr, how it all works sometimes, and holy moly, if you are someone who is bi-curious or gay, there's probably no better place than the internet to get a hookup. That's what almost everybody is looking for on there, at least it seems. Grindr is completely free to use, but it does have a paid membership they've introduced in the last couple of years called Grindr Extra, and that's going to cost you around about $25 per month as well. It does seem that the focus is primarily on hookups, less dating and relationship focus. So again, guys, if you're in that demographic, I had to add this on this list, or even if you're just a little bit curious, check it out. Number 8, One Night Friend. Now, One Night Friend is an adult specific dating app for hooking up that generally does seem to have a bit of an older audience. Now, what I mean by that is the 50 plus demographic seems to take up the most of the user base. But if you have reached the end of this video, you are 50 plus, I did want to add this in because this might be a better dating app for you. But look, still, at the end of the day, I do personally think Adult Friend Finder is probably better for the 50 plus demographic, but I really wanted to add this in at the end of the list because it seems to be specifically for that 50 plus demographic. So there you have it. Those are the 8 best dating apps for a hookup. Now, remember, if you do want to try any of those, go down in the description below and I've added a free trial link for some of them, and some of them are just a straight up sign up link. So go and check the cost and things like that, or the free trial in your area now. Now, something I do just want to touch on before we wrap up here is if we are looking for something online that is casual in nature, just make sure you approach the whole thing with respect. When you are using these dating apps, you are at the end of the day talking to human beings. So just have respect and make sure that you aren't making anybody feel uncomfortable. If at the end of this video, you're still not sure if one of these dating apps is going to be the best for you, or maybe you're thinking of something a little bit more meaningful, I do suggest right now you go and take the free personality quiz, which will tell you exactly what dating app would suit you better than any other one out there. I've added a link just down in the description so you can go and take that right now. If you have enjoyed today's video, or I've told you about an app that you didn't know about and you're excited to try, I would really appreciate if you did go and press the thumbs up button down below and give me a like, as well as possibly subscribing if you do like this kind of content. But until tomorrow's video, guys, stay safe, be well, and I'll see you later.